All right. Hey there, everyone. Thanks so much for watching this video. This is just going to be an overview for all the coaches on how to run the team, how to set practices, kind of everyone's roles. Again, if you have any questions, you know how to reach out. So let's just jump right into it. So real quick, guys, I'm the technical director. So my job is to get the coaches, set the standards for our club, kind of implement a style of play that we've been kind of working on, work on our training curriculum, and kind of decide where our club should be playing and in what leagues. So once I'm able to get coaches, the coaches lead the team, decide on the lineups and formations. And again, we're going to kind of talk about how those decisions are made within our style of play. They manage the coaching staff, so the assistant coaches, the managers, the players. Also with that, there's going to be some misspellings here when I threw this through my graphic design program that should say parent relations. So again, keeping the contact with the parent about games and rides and all that. Again, the assistant coaches, there's an assistant coach on each team. Some even have two. So again, those coaches will assist with practice, help the players in following directions and understanding the message of the coach, right? So make sure that the coaches and assistant coaches are on the same page. And again, also helping with rides and again, administration, anything that the coach needs help with. Assistant coaches are there just to assist with all operations. So let's talk about practices. Your first day there, how are you supposed to set up a practice? Are you supposed to just get everyone to juggle, get them in line, right? Or are you supposed to start shooting? How does a practice set up? So let's run through it. There are 3 different stages to a practice that we're going to try to implement at the club. The first thing is non-game form. So that means there should be really no goal involved here, no opponent, and here we're emphasizing individual skill development. So you'll see a practice I just recently set up and sort of ran. Long story short, the practice got cut short by an hour, so I'll kind of run you through the entire practice plan. After this non-game form, right? After you get lots of touches, we go to a modified game form. Now, goals now are present. It doesn't have to be a large goal. It doesn't have to be 11v11, but they're just going at some target now. Now there should be opponents present. So now there's 2-3 teams involved, and there's restrictions here. There's rules to this game. And then lastly, we have a game form. This is where you play the game. You try to make this as game-like as possible. Again, so if you're playing in a U13 team, you don't have to do 11v11, but you want there to be some goalkeepers, right? You want to be going at a goal if possible. So let's just briefly talk about our style of play. So when you go to a practice, right, hopefully you have this in mind when you are setting up the practice, right? So when we have the ball in possession, right, we want to coach our kids to have short, patient, possession-based passes and style. We want to outnumber opponents in key areas. So this sounds nice, but let's just talk about this compared to other styles, right? So to compare and contrast it, right? If we have the ball in the middle of the field, right, we might want to move it to the side, let's say to the right wing, which means we want a center mid to follow that ball, and we probably want our right defender to go up and support that area. So now we have 3 people next to the ball. Hopefully we are outnumbering our opponents 3-2, 4-3 in this area. Let's say all of a sudden we are now outnumbered. We now want to move the ball quickly to the other side of the field and see if we can outnumber them there. Again, all of this, though, coaches, is just as a guideline, right? I'm saying build up, short and patient. But if the defense is pressing us, right, and we have a fast forward up top, it is completely okay to just send the ball over the forward. If you're familiar with our U15 team, we have Filippo who runs up top, very athletic, very fast, right? We want to use that. So again, that's kind of up to the coach to figure out what the situation calls for. So again, coaches, this is just a guideline. This is what we would like to see in a general basis. So please feel free to look over this and let me know if you have any questions. All right, so we're at our first practice and you're trying to decide what we should work on, right, at the practice. There is a curriculum to cover different areas, but at the same time, maybe after 1 or 2 games, you see that the team really needs to work on something, maybe let's just say in attacking, right? Let's just say, actually specifically, we're really having a hard time building out from the back. So on a goal kick, we don't want to just boot the ball up and hopefully our forward runs it down, right? We want to keep possession of the ball. It's at our goalie's feet. How can we keep it and move it into a dangerous area? So let's just say that's what we want to work on. If you look at the field, right, you have defending half and attacking half. We'd be in the defending half because we're in our half and it's with the goalie. The phase is build up, right, and we want to advance the ball or keep the ball. So there are a few main principles here at play. Do we want to create an attacking shape or provide options to play forward? And with each of these main principles, there are sub-principles. And these sub-principles, and this is important, the sub-principle is what you work on in practice. So for instance, let's look at provide options to play forward. There's a few things you can work on. You can provide vertical or diagonal passing options. You can overload wide, so run past the ball. Or you can move or lose opponent when marked. And if you look over here, all these have definitions. So if you're really not sure what these mean, just look at the definitions and it should be able to help you out a lot. So let's just say I wanted to work on, let's say move or lose an opponent when marked. Okay, so this means the player on the ball scans and recognizes space in front, and the player runs with the ball into the open space to advance. Okay, let's just see how we could maybe set this up. So again, we're going to be starting the defensive half, and we're trying to move or lose an opponent when marked. Okay, I kind of even showed you we're on our defensive half here. So this is called the game moment we're trying to work on. We have our four defenders. The ball is with one of our center backs, and it gets passed to one of our fullbacks or wing defenders. Okay, this is what we want to work on. How can we get the ball up? And it looks like he's going to be marked maybe by him, and this guy would probably defend him. So we want the midfielder to check in to receive the ball, where maybe this fullback can do a give and go, so he passes it and runs up, or this midfielder can receive the ball and play to this winger who is going wide, or potentially this, if it's open, this fullback can just play the ball straight up to the wingback. There's lots of different options here. So this is what we want to work on in practice. So how would we work on this using our model for practice? Well, let's start with our non-game form. Notice this is just let's say I had 15 players, right? So there's 5 players in each section. This is how I start off the practice. There's 3 cones. The first pass goes to our wing defender. There's someone on this cone who checks in, and they just do a simple give and go, and they pass it into the goal. Again, this goal is here just maybe to be like the center forward, right? So when we give the give and go, we're trying to advance the ball forward, right? So we have 3 different sections. This is a passing pattern where players just get used to passing in different scenarios. And when I ran this practice, we did multiple different variations of this, right? It wasn't just a give and go, first pass, second pass, give and go. Maybe it's a first pass, and this center back might make the overlapping run, right? Again, coaches, you can add your own variation to this. Okay, so next, we're going to go to modified game form. Okay, so we're not playing with 2 big goals and goalkeepers and even numbers, right? This has what we call restrictions. There's 1 big goal, and let's just take a peek at this right side here. There's 1 big goal. The goalie starts with the ball every time, right? Because we're trying to maybe work up building out of the back. You notice they are outnumbering 1, 2, 3, 4 verse 2, 4v2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will allow these people to maybe make creative runs, right? Maybe we want to see the ball come to the wing back. Maybe someone checks in here. If this defender follows, this person can make the overlapping run, right? Kind of going over the passing patterns we worked on at the beginning, right? So what would be the next step? Well, now let's go to our, this could actually be a game form or modified game form. If we were being specific, this would be a modified game form because There's no goalie here. There's no goalies. We haven't done complete open play. So if you notice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's 8v4, right? So this could be another modified game form where, again, we're trying to build out from the back, and they're trying to advance it maybe to attacking midfielders or forwards' feet. So hopefully that makes sense for you guys. That's how you would set up a practice. And if you have any questions regarding anything I said, please feel free to reach out. Hopefully this helps you understand what everyone's role is in the practice, and how to kind of set up the practice, how to pull it from the curriculum. And again, I'm going to do my best to provide some of these practice plans for you. There'll be more videos coming about game day management on how to print off cards. But again, hopefully this helps you start with your practices. So again, thanks everyone so much. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.